Kylie. It's been a while since I've been here. I feel like I'm a whole new woman since I last shot my last YouTube video. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Erica Hepperly. I am a certified clinical hypnotherapist, success in life coach. I do so much inner child work, shadow work, gut and hormone health certified, and a plethora of other things. So if you're old here, you probably realize that's not what I was doing in the last video that I shot. And so I want to share with you the entirety of my story from before bodybuilding up until now to give you a context on where I'm at, what I've learned, so in hopes that you can see a little bit of your story in my story at some phase of this journey of mine. And then we can get that all out of the way, and then I could just show up here and give you tips and tricks and tools on gut health, hormone health, cycle syncing, subconscious reprogramming, building intimacy with yourself, hypnotherapy, self-love tactics, all of the healing work. So let's get to it. Okay, so my journey starts, I would say, when I was 6. For the sake of this video, we're not gonna go all the way back there. We're gonna go to like high school, college time. And then as we grow as a family, as we grow as a community, you'll get the rest, because then it'll be more understandings from there. So before we get into it, you could go ahead and just click the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, comment below if you're feeling giving right now. If you don't want to thumbs up or comment yet, that's totally okay. You can wait till the end, but just go ahead and give me a subscribe. Absolutely love it. And let's get into it. So bodybuilding, that was around 2014 to 2017. Prior to bodybuilding, I had been deep in the partying world. From the age of 15, 16, I started to find the party scene. I had 2 older brothers. I saw them doing it. And that was just kind of the life that I lived when I was growing up in LA. So we would find parties all over the place. I remember at one point, we would have this text chain of where all the parties would be. It was like, you're in the know because you got the text. And that just continued to evolve. Eventually, I became so in the partying world that I got myself in really sticky situations. I wasn't taking care of my body. I was feeling like I was using alcohol to numb my insecurities. And so because of that, it grew and it expanded into my college days. And so in college, it just got more magnified. My insecurities became even stronger. So I needed more alcohol to mask those insecurities. Again, I was gaining weight. I was getting myself in sticky situations. I was allowing myself to throw my body at men. I was so lost and so out of touch from who I truly was. I felt like there was portions of me that were dying inside. Like I was trying to keep up or fit in with people because I didn't know who I was. I was in a sorority, which was amazing, a lot of empowerment, but also I felt kind of different, kind of disconnected. And so I graduated college and I ended up deciding to move back to LA. I was going to college in San Diego at the time. Moved back to LA, and 2 of my friends and I went backpacking through Europe. We went for 2 months, and in the span of 42 days, we drank every single day. And so as that was happening, there was not much working out. I didn't have a deep commitment to the gym or to my body at that time. It was very much just drink a lot and then eat to make sure I wasn't in pain from the hangover, to then drink again. And so I continued to lose myself through this trip, and it was magical, it was amazing, but I feel like we were drunk or drinking the entire time. So I started to feel again more numb. I had no understanding of emotions. I was just numb. And so there was a time when I had gotten home from the backpacking trip. I just graduated college, went backpacking. I didn't have a job yet. And we were still kind of going out and partying. And I came home one evening, blacked out, woke up in the morning, and I was a mess. I stepped on the scale, I looked down at the scale, and it was a number I'd never seen before. Tears started streaming down my face. And I looked and I was like, enough is enough. There has to be more to life than this. And so I started to tell myself I was going to commit to a fitness journey. So I started to research what was I used to. I grew up as an athlete my entire life, and I kind of knew, but I was always told what to do. I always had coaches, or it was for sports. And so I was trying to navigate this world of fitness outside of sports after college, and I was so freaking lost. I need to get a job. I need to figure out a new fitness plan. I don't even know who I am. I don't have a partner. I'm living at my mom's house. So I decided to start looking for jobs. I ended up getting a job as a server at a like 5-diamond resort. And about a week later, I landed a job in a corporation where I did media sales. And so I was juggling these two at the time, where I was working Monday through Friday and I was going to this serving job Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I was just running this like rat race to make money. And so I remember like 8 months into that whole spiel, I decided to go through bodybuilding. And because what I was doing for my own fitness journey, my own working out, my own nutrition wasn't making any results. So I contacted a friend, and he sent me to this girl he knew, and this girl he knew sent me to my coach. And that's where the world of bodybuilding came in. So that's to give you a little background. Then bodybuilding happened. I did my first show, 6 months of prep. I was so good at it. I got first place again, did another show, and I just became really good at it. That it became my life. I started getting really involved in the community. My social media platform was growing, and it became obsessive. It was a way to amplify an already developed body dysmorphia and disordered eating patterns and dieting, restrictive yo-yo cycling that I had had my entire life. So I bodybuild, I get really obsessed, I'm really good. I go through this like cutting cycle, gaining it all back, cutting cycle, gaining it all back. And it was just this cycle, and I felt like I was on this hamster wheel. And so finally, I go into my third season. I had done 6 shows, super good at them. I was 5% body fat. But through this cycle, I developed like a binging and purging cycle as well. And the binging started to rule my world. It would be to the point where I was so afraid to go out on a Friday or Saturday night with my friends to drink because I didn't want to gain weight. But then I would just end up staying home and eating my entire kitchen and gaining the weight anyways. So it was like this double-edged sword that I kept battling. And so through that whole process, I lost my period. So I didn't have my period for 3 years. So no menstrual cycle. And I remember there was one time specifically, I think it was a year in, where I went to the bathroom to wipe and I had blood, and I started to cry because I thought that I was gaining weight and that meant that I was fat. And so through this process, I started to realize that my ways of viewing myself, my ways of viewing health, we had become so skewed. And so I was trying to figure out what I could do to get this period back, but the gynecologist told me I had to take birth control. Something intuitively told me no. And so I went on this year-long process, still in the midst of bodybuilding, to find my own essential oils, my own herbs, my own healing, and that still wasn't working. So it was 2 years. And so around 2 years and 3 months or so, I said, okay, enough is enough. I remember standing in front of the mirror at the gym, so much pain, my joints ached, my stomach was bloated, I had no period, I was just so exhausted. I was working 10-hour days as a personal trainer, and that's the spot I missed. Through the midst of bodybuilding, I quit my corporate job at the end of my last show. So that was my 2017-ish. And so I remember like being there, and I was in the gym's personal training, and I was trying to go into my 3rd season, and I just like broke down in tears, and I felt so lost and so disconnected. I had left my corporate job that was making near 6 figures to pursue a career in fitness that was minimum wage, but fitness actually had taking me so far away from myself, where was I finding myself, right? So in this process, I had to surrender. I found an acupuncturist who was amazing and saved my whole life and sent me on this journey to deeper holistic healing, spiritual elevation, and a deeper intimate connection with myself. And so I went to her for a year and a half. And after 8 months of going to her every single week, I got my period back. And things were starting to look up. And I was super excited. And my personal training business actually was growing and expanding rapidly at the time. And from there, I just kept going on this spiritual journey. And so there was a point around 4 months into my time with her where she's like, okay, we have to stop lifting. We have to go just like walking and yoga. We have to change our entire nutrition protocol. No more counting macros, no more dieting. And I'd already gained about like 25, 30 pounds or something along those lines. And I was devastated. What is that going to mean? Like, oh my God. I was just trying to hang on to and control this process and control my body. And so I started to go to yoga, and at this yoga center, Moto Yoga in LA, I saw this lady who was going to do a sound bath. Shout out the Copper Vessel. Susie, I love you. You saved my life. And then Angela as well. She's in LA, acupuncturist, Angela Loreno. Amazing. But that opened me up to the world of healing. I was like, what are these sound healings? I remember I went to her the day after New Year's, and I had the most pounding headache. I think it was New Year's Day, actually. I had the most pounding headache. And I went to the sound bath and I left and I had no more headache. And I was like, what is this witchery? And it was amazing. And so I just started to then explore every center, every workshop, from sound healing to breath work, to Reiki, to tarot cards, to Akashic record readings, to lucid dreamings, to intimacy workshops. And the list goes on, right? And I started to feel so good, and I just like deeply loved and desired this stuff. And so from that yoga studio, one of the yoga instructors was having a yoga retreat in Bali. And so I had said yes. We went to the yoga retreat. I'd been doing this deep healing. I had moved past macros. I started healing my gut. I was just like feeling so good in my body, but I was also 65 pounds overweight. I ended up gaining 65 pounds. And I was like, wow, I feel so good, but I'm not the body type that I want. And so that's when I started to realize that the confidence isn't from the physical body, because during bodybuilding at 5% body fat, I was so unconfident. I had no self-esteem. I felt like shit. And so it just started to open me up to this world of healing, and brought me to go get certified at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition to be gut and hormone health certified. And I started to build this business. Had a couple clients here, a couple clients there. I left the corporate gym that I was at and started to build my own personal training business. And then I realized, wow, okay, I'm in two worlds, personal training and then healing. There's deeper things and deeper habits in the health coaching world than in the personal training world. So these worlds started to like feel like they were colliding. And so when we went to this retreat in Bali, we also went to Vietnam and Australia. And in Vietnam, there was like this inner whisper in my head that said, get your ass to Denver, Colorado in the United States. And I was like, that's weird. Okay. So I spoke it to my friend Hannah, shout out Hannah, who was traveling with me at the time. And she was like, that's weird, but like, I think like that's so random, you should probably go. And so I started to explore, and I was like, oh, I have family members here, and blah, blah, blah. So we ended up ending the trip. Like, I think we came back Christmas Eve or the day before that. And I finished out a couple more clients. And then I landed this opportunity here in Denver. And so I was gonna go pursue this opportunity. I was gonna live with my cousin for a little while, then I was gonna find a place to live, and then it was gonna be all magical. And then I was gonna, see where that took me, and then maybe build my online business, blah, blah. And so from that, I end up packing my bags February, pack all my bags, pack my car, and I drive from LA to Utah to Colorado. Mind you, I'd been traveling and backpacking for like 2.5 months, and I was like deeply out of cash because I was a personal trainer. You have to work to actually make your money. And so I think I had like $300 in my account. So I was freaking out. It was almost to the point where I was so crippled and paralyzed to pack my bags that I almost didn't go. So right before I'm about to go, I go to the beach and ask the universe for a sign. Like, if I'm supposed to go to Colorado, please give me stained glass, or give me butterflies. If I'm supposed to go to Colorado, please give me butterflies as a sign. So I go to the beach and I'm walking, I'm crying. I'm like, oh my God, should I go? I'm feeling so anxious. I'm like, should I not? I only have $300 in my account. How am I gonna make it across 3 states? California to Nevada to Utah to Colorado. How am I gonna make it there with $300? And so from that, I'm like, shit. So I'm walking, and I walk about 10 blocks. And at the 10th block, I take a step and I look over and I see this garden of 13 stained glass butterflies. And I just started bawling, chills, everything. I was like, I'm supposed to go. So I go, walk to the beach, sit on the sand, and I meditate. And it felt so good. I went home. It was so quick to pack my bags. So I pack it, get in the car, drive. I'm like, $300. Oh my God, am I gonna die? What am I gonna do? And so literally as I pull up to Zion in Utah, one of the clients I had online messaged me and said that her cousin was in dire need of a coach, wanted my services, that if I could talk to her like tomorrow. And basically I ended up talking to her, signing her, she paid in full. And I knew then and there that this was the path I was supposed to be on. I trusted deeply in the universe and source, and it provided. And so then I get to Colorado, all is good, but then the COVID happens, pandemic, everything closes. Before that, I break my collarbone 2 weeks into being here. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm panicking. They're talking about how the economy is gonna go down and how we're gonna be deeply in, no one's gonna buy anything, we're gonna be in a recession, and it's gonna be this, that, and the other. And I'm like, I just left my business of personal training and to like pursue this opportunity and build my business here in Colorado. So I'm freaking out, I'm trusting, and basically I end up trusting so deeply. I find my mentor, Julianne Vaccaro, her podcast. I'm listening to it, speaking to my soul. I end up hiring her for somatic therapy and sexological body work, and the rest of my life explodes from there. And I go on to get certified as a clinical hypnotherapist, a success in life coach. I'm certified in emotional freedom techniques, as well as NLP, so neuro-linguistic programming. And yeah, it leads me to $300 in my account, 10K months, 20K months, 50K months. Sitting here, inspired as fuck to teach you all of these new tools, all these new modalities, all these new ways to live your life, to create the career of your dreams, call in the partner of your dreams, create the relationship with yourself of your dreams, and just live this magically abundant as fuck life full of freedom. So this YouTube is going to be used for dropping nuggets, dropping knowledge. I want to dropping inspiration, questions, things that will get you thinking in different ways, sharing my experiences to be able to allow you to see life through a new lens, a new, open, fresh lens. So things like gut health, hormone health, cycle syncing, meditation, hypnotherapy, self-love practices, and I'm now in a 500-hour feminine alchemy breathwork certification. So this will transpire into breathwork, a lot of trauma healing from the womb, breast massage, things like timeline work, inner child work, shadow work, tapping, and just the way I think, kind of like an inner diary too. So lots of juiciness on here. So now's the time to go ahead and comment below things that you're wanting to learn about, things you want more of, things that you're feeling challenged by, ways I can help you. Because at the end of the day, I was put on this earth to share, to give, and to raise the collective consciousness of our world, to move out of fear and into a place of love. So if you gave me a thumbs up, let me know you liked it. Comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.